Okay guys, something eerily familiar is taking place. It's telling me it's very possible we could be on the cusp of a major crash for all of the indices, and obviously Bitcoin follows the markets. I'm going to come back to this chart, guys. So this was 2 videos back. I'll put a link up to the video now if you want to check it out. In this video, I was telling you that potentially we're going to have some downside. I said your downside target was 36,396. If you notice on the H1 chart, we came down, we found support right on this line as expected, around 36,400. It was yesterday's video. I'll put a link up to this video now if you want to check it out. It said if we push up, your resistance will be this orange trend line. I had it marked off at 37,877. Notice we pushed up, we got rejected right here, right at this orange trend line. Coincidentally, in that same video, I was talking about the C1 chart. Said if we pushed up, very strong resistance was 38,000. You can see we hit this point, 38,000, and got rejected. And coincidentally, we hit it at the same time we hit this point. So this might be an ideal point to short Bitcoin. Now, I will come back and give you support resistance levels for these charts, for both the H1 and the C1. And we know that these charts are accurate, and these guys are killing it. This under live trades in our Discord, 44%, 1,565%, 217, 428, damn, 125 times leverage, 428. This guy, 17%, 22%, 20%, easy 20% every day, 2 to 3 times, only with H1, C1 support and resistance. So this guy's just playing support and resistance on the H1, C1 chart and killing it. And I'll come back and give you support and resistance levels. So again, this is for more macro though. This is my PayPal chart. Notice this line right here was previously resistance, flipped as support down here. So this might be an ideal point if you want to put in a quick long for PayPal. Again, anything can happen. Just want to show you that we did hit this resistance level as support. But this is for more macro, so I'm going to clear everything off of this chart and go to the monthly. This does go along with Bitcoin and the indices. So if you notice, this is crazy how much PayPal dropped. But I want to show you the MACD down here. So notice we got a cross, right? On the monthly, we got a cross. And we went from green to red, and PayPal dropped a total of 57%, right? So you can see what happens when you get this, the moving average, when you get a cross and you go from green to red. This is just an example with PayPal. I've been talking about this with Bitcoin. This is the monthly chart for Bitcoin. It's looking pretty bearish to me. You can see we already got our cross, right? And we're going from green to red. So I'm expecting a lot more downside with Bitcoin. Again, this happened back here in 2017, 2018. We got our cross, and then we went from green to red. So the same thing is about to play out. That's why I think we have a lot of downside for Bitcoin. Let's go on to this. So guys, this is the G1 chart. If we do push up higher, the point I would put in a short would be 38,639. There's a lot of confluence between other charts. If you did get above that point, next point to short is 39,237. Do not see us getting above that point. If we do, then we're gonna have to look at some higher upside targets, because this is a both of these are very strong resistance levels. So if we get above this, guys, we obviously have more upside. Don't see it happening, but just want you to make you aware of 38,639 to potentially 39,237 be a great point to enter a short. But notice this red line right here I have outlined on this fib channel line. This is the same one on this M1 chart. I just want to show you how important this trend line is. By the way, like I said in the previous video, if we break below 28,000, let's say 28,800, I'm expecting a lot more downside, and I'm talking, if we break this, I'm expecting at least a 60% drop from 28,755, and I do think it's possible. This will be the date we'll bottom. But what I'm going to show you is this red line, why this is so important. So if you notice, if I go back here, it seems like every time we cannot get above that point, we end up crashing. We had a crash right here, right before COVID crash, 22nd of February 2020. Notice right here, we had a drop. Let me go back a little further. Notice right here, this was in 2018. We broke it, we had a drop. Let me go back further, guys. Look how many times we tested this line and had a drop. We couldn't make it above it. Crash, 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 crash. This was 2015. We go further back. Same thing happened here. We broke it, we had a crash. We couldn't get it. We almost tested it, and we dropped again. And again, this goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. We hit it, we got a rejection and crash. We broke it, we had a crash again. So this is a very key support and resistance level. So as I'm saying, if we cannot get above that, to me it makes more sense we have downside, not to mention the markets are dropping. So again, just pointing out how important that resistance level is. And again, this yellow line and this red line is the same this it's the same lines on the G1 chart. So again, 38,700 to potentially 39,200, I think, is the top before we have another drop. Let's go on, guys. So in yesterday's video, I told you it was likely that, well, actually 2 videos back, I told you we would top out around 35,700. And then yesterday's video, I told you to expect some downside, and you can see that's what happened. We got rejected at this point, started coming down. I do think that I think we're headed. You can see the this is on the daily, the MACD and the RSI look like they're ready to roll over. I do think we're headed pretty low for the Dow Jones. I think 32,300, 32,500 seems like our next downside target where we're headed for the Dow Jones. You can see we've already got the aftermarket trading. We're down 267 points. And this here is my Dow Jones crash rings chart. This is on the monthly as well, just like I showed you with PayPal and Bitcoin. We're about to get across the moving averages on the MACD on the monthly, and we are about to go from green to red. So I'm expecting a lot of downside for the Dow Jones, and I do think what's going to happen is we're going to come down and test this green ring as support. This is around 32,758. That's what I'm saying, 32,300, 32,758. I think is a downside target this month for the Dow Jones. Again, Bitcoin follows the market, so pay attention to that. But just on the monthly, everything looks pretty damn bearish, and you saw what happened with PayPal, guys. So I'm just trying to make this very clear. And I showed you what happened with Bitcoin back here in 2018. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, I think we have a lot more downside. Now let me get to the point of this video when I started it. So as we have all seen, guys, the DXY has been dropping. It's come down quite a bit. We did find support right here on this trend line at 95.17. So what I want to show you, and I'm going to go back. This is when we had our COVID crash. Just want to show you the similarities, what's taking place right now. When we had a COVID crash, the Dow Jones crashed a total of around 38%. So below is the DXY, right, the US dollar. Right here's the Dow Jones. But notice what happened. So the Dow Jones was kind of moving up and sideways, right? At this point, the 20th of February, you can see the Dow Jones started dropping, right? Kept coming down. At this point, this was on the 9th of March. Notice that the US dollar was also crashing. It was on the March 9th that the dollar actually started pushing up. So the dollar was dropping, that all the markets were coming down, but the first to recover was the US dollar. So right now, again, just showing you, the dollar was coming down, right? The Dow Jones was coming down. The first to recover was the US dollar while the markets continued down. It seems like this is taking place right now, hinting at it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, just looking at what happened previously, this could be an indicator that we have a lot more downside. You can see that the US dollar has been coming down, right? And it looks like we're going to have a lot more downside for the markets. So I think it's very possible at some point the markets are going to continue down, DXY is going to continue down, and then the DXY is going to start pushing back up while the markets continue down. So just letting you know that it seems like the same thing's playing out. Again, DXY coming down, markets coming down. That's very strange. But that's it, guys. Let me give you some support and resistance levels to pay attention to. So you can see currently we are getting rejected here at this orange line I mentioned in the previous video. If we do get above that, your next resistance wise is around 38,700. That's right on par with the G1 chart. If we drop, your next support level to watch is 36,538, and your next support level below that is 35,334. Looks like we're already coming down now. On the C1 chart, so your resistance right now is 38,131, and your resistance just above is 38,800. A lot of confluence, guys. A lot of resistance above. Your next support level to watch is 35,970, and your next support level below that is right down here at 34,605. I do have support and resistance levels above and below, so if you want to get access to those, get access to the charts. This website, I'll have the link pinned in the first comment description. I do have stocks. I have tutorials teaching my method of charting, so you create these charts for yourself or any asset. And for $49 a month, get access to Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, Discord, and Twitter. Guys, that's it to the next video. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.